So I think we're live. The other day, I recorded a video. I went on live on Facebook, and I talked about staying on the radar of a customer. And I believe that is like job one. If you can keep in contention, stay in the game. And this prompted me to look back at a post on DealerRefresh, and something in that post didn't sit right with me. So I'm going to talk about that tonight when we come back. So here's the post, and I won't name the author because anytime I name this author, he gets really pissed off at me, and so I'm not going to do that. And I started this, and I agreed with him all the way through the first section. He was talking about how dealers don't really need to have this manufacturer advertising up in the above the fold. And I think it kind of, I agree with him. I agree as far as the concept goes. And of course, most of the manufacturers that are providing co-op funds kind of demand this quite often. So it's kind of out of the dealer's hands. And yet I agree with this basic premise. And as I scroll down, I get to this section where he says, understanding that your website has just two primary goals: to attract visitors and to convert those visitors into customers. Okay, now that's where I started to get lost. Attracting visitors and converting those visitors into customers. The website really doesn't attract the visitors. I guess the contention here, the idea, that the concept is that the website is the magnet, and the third parties and the Google and the SEM and the SEO and all of those things that actually attracted the visitors to the website are all serving the website. And I think the website's job is actually to serve the dealership and the lot. Most customers today don't, and now we get to the second goal: converting visitors to customers. Most dealership websites today aren't converting customers. We're not converting visitors into customers. That happens on the lot. We're getting them closer, but we're not converting them into being customers, I don't believe. And there are exceptions. And we'll talk about those exceptions in a moment. I'm going to go back over to the article here. If we scroll down, we talk about conversion killers, and then we are given an example of what he thinks makes more sense is a half dozen call to actions above the fold. Number one, I don't think this is very exciting, and it may convert a little higher. Convert by meaning it takes somebody down the funnel, and yet I think what you may actually experience is it's turning off more people, because there's no, the idea behind this just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I can show you some examples of really well-financed, smart companies that are doing something different. And I'm going to look at Carvana first. Here's Carvana. And you may differ. You may not agree with their business model. And yet, this website actually sells cars. That's all they do. The only way you can buy a car from Carvana is from this website. And if you look above the fold, it's not a lot of call to actions. I mean, it talks about delivery. It talks about 7-day test own, how it works, and then it's all designed to help a customer find a car. That's it. I mean, it's not every path to anything that you can do. It's really one call to action. It's clean, it's simple, and it's describing what the process at Carvana is. If I go over to CarMax, very similar. Finding a car, that's it. That's the job. Now, there are a couple of other things that you can pull down, but the main message here, experience clear and simple car buying and selling, it's all designed to make a customer, a prospect, somebody who's interested in buying a car feel more comfortable. It's keeping this dealership in the game. It's keeping them in contention. It's keeping them viable. And I think if you get too pushy too early, you rule yourself out of contention. If I move over to Supercar Guys, Tom White Jr.'s dealership, and I love this website. It's all designed to help a customer feel more comfortable. These are the actual people who work at the dealership. There's Tom. I love this website. So I don't know. I mean, if you want to hammer home calls to action to convert that customer and move them down the funnel, I see what you're trying to do, and yet I don't think that. I think you're probably driving more customers away, if that's possible. I'm looking at this from a very different perspective, I guess. I'm not looking at this from the BDC perspective. I'm not looking at this from an e-commerce perspective. I want to look at it holistically. And if you convert 10% of the visitors and you're driving away 90%, and of course we all know that most of the folks that visit your website are never going to submit a lead, and yet they're doing their research and they end up showing up on the lot. Well, maybe embracing those folks and making them feel more comfortable rather than moving for the conversion. I think if you can avoid your digital presence being a douchebag salesman, you're winning. And that's my video for the day. Have a great day.